I was reading about that one night, and it just dawned on me, and God showed that to me, that if they keep losing information, they're going to get weaker and weaker, and eventually they will die off. Now, we call that natural selection when something dies off from getting too weak, but there is no selector standing there. That's really a misnomer. There is no such thing as natural selection. What that really is God's quality assurance program. If things went unchecked losing genetic information, everything in the world would go extinct in about 1,500 years. But if something loses too much information through loss of genetic information due to adaptations, variations, or mutations, they die off and they're removed from the gene pool. So God showed this to me, and I came up with gene depletion plus natural selection makes Darwinism impossible. And anyways, other folks now teach that as well. It's not just me, but God showed that to me back in 2001. And that's how I show people how to destroy Darwinism scientifically in 4 seconds flat in my one and only message on Darwinism, because there's just nothing to talk about after that. I call it the top 10 Darwinian lies in the textbooks. I explain the difference between micro and macro change. Micro variations, adaptations, evolution, all the same thing. It's like saying I stepped out on the front deck, the front porch, front patio. The micro changes are caused by the sorting or loss of information as gene pools get weaker and weaker. Darwinian macroevolution requires massive amounts of new and beneficial genetic information added to an existing gene pool to change, let's say, a bacteria cell into a biology professor. And real science,
hard to tell the difference sometimes.
Real science knows of no way for nature to add appreciable amounts of new
exactly.
genetic information. It can't happen. Gene depletion plus selection make it impossible, which is why they have no evidence that it ever happened. And they will show kids examples after examples of biblically correct micro changes, adaptations, variations, and they will then say these micro changes add up to Darwinian macroevolution, without explaining the micro changes are caused by the sorting or loss of information as gene pools get weaker, not by the addition of new and massive amounts of new and beneficial genetic. Not just new, and it must have a benefit for their natural selection to choose from and make it carry on in the gene pool.
Exactly.
This has been a sample of No Apology with Emilee and Chris. For full episodes and other content, go to our website, freshroadmedia.com. And thank you for sharing and subscribing.